well, obviously not whilst I was having a shit, but yeah, you get the gist, right? So, let's just turn this back. Okay. So where were we? Yeah, here. No opposing bar. I really doubt you open below the 70 of this region. Okay, so look, here again, EMAs are all kerfuffled, right? So then if you look at the respect that... Okay, so my cat's going crazy. If you look at the respect that kilos have and stuff, it seems like they're respected, right? But like, obviously in session, and then look at this, you get a reaction, right? Not often does this happen. I mean, look, in a strong trending market, this isn't even nice. You know, you don't even get like really like. I mean, look at this, right? That's a nice point. Now, look at the EMAs though. The stacking, and look what happens. Of course, it eventually reverses, but it's like, you know, a sign of respect is like a big purge below, and then you kind of just reverse, right? But and then like look, so then again the EMAs start to like align again here, but like, so you wouldn't be looking for any liquidity sweeps or whatever. I definitely think utilizing EMAs for that is actually a good idea, of when it's of like discerning the circumstances of when like it's valid to look for liquidity grab setups and stuff when EMAs are a mess, because when EMAs are a mess, this wouldn't even be valid anyway. I just like to mark it up. When EMAs are a mess, it usually shows, like, it's usually when like the market's ranging around, right? This is beautiful. What the hell? Let's see how much this one goes. Wow. Holy shit, yeah, you'd probably want like above there. Just a little bit above. This is... Right, look, EMA stacked, opposing bar, nice wick. Then it's relative to the bar too, it's like a nice bar close, right? And then look at the RR. Obviously goes 1 to 4. But like, it would make sense to go for about here. Now, and what I mean, like, so this is a new thing that I've just kind of came up with. Now, that's like, you know, what target is usually a 1 to 4? It's usually like about this distance, right? But it easily went 1 to 5. Yes, anyway. And then also I forgot to mention one thing, the range. So look at this table range, appropriate range anyway. Versus, and look at this, it's like relatively the same, right? Okay, so no opposing bar, nothing. Now EMAs are still kind of stacked, right? Like these EMAs are still stacked. You want these EMAs to misalign with like price, right? So like here, you know, so you're above the 50, below the 200. It's fucking messy as hell. He's on, like, and ideally actually, yeah, you want these to be not like stacking really. So and they become not stacking like as of like here. So when you come above this, you know, when you come above the 50, and then you also come above here, and then you're still kind of chopping around. Now, if you look as of like here, where the clean liquidity, well, actually, you could even look as of like this day. Look at the respect that this point has. Then the next point I would probably say is like here, this high. But ultimately here, and I don't think it goes above, but it does go above this. As you can see, it turns round. Then EMAs start to stack again relative to these EMAs anyway. Yeah, like you come below, so and then look what happens, you know. So obviously that's a bit different to what I'm showcasing here, but you get the gist. I mean, you're still not complaining at 1 to 4, right? But I think that's easily achievable. That's like a 1 to 1 for this. minimum you want to go for. Okay, so nothing. Possibly something, yeah, this is beautiful. Just the pattern formation anyway. And like in the past video that I was in the past part of this video, oops, wrong thing. I was taught, yeah, so this is valid. So I know, like I was talking about like how you can sometimes have a playable range inside of a playable range. So like look at this, you've kind of got like this range from like here, but then you've also kind of got this, but then this is kind of the same relative to like the playable range, but like you kind of, but like so you got like two within like one occasion. So you got like this, and then you've also got this, and then this is the kind of ultimate one that you're comparing it to, and this is basically the same. It's fine. So yeah, that's fine. Mark this, and then mark that, just for context. Note. What I've also noticed actually too is that sometimes you can get valid setup. Well, this probably isn't a valid day, but if this bar opened above and then you get the bar closed on at 3, so you get the 11 a.m. UK time for our bar open, close, and at 3 therefore, which is the bar for the US guys that opens at what time is this for them? It's like 4 behind, I think, so 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, so the 7 a.m. bar that therefore closes at 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, yeah, 11 o'clock their time. If a valid setup forms like this, so you've got a nice wick and then you've got a nice close. You've also looked at your playable range. This is beautiful, but it just doesn't open above. Your EMAs are stacking. Stop about there, just a little bit above this wick, and then. But it's not valid anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now look at this. You're kind of chopping around. You're kind of still stuck though, as of like this day. So you kind of, but then like, yeah, this is a bit of a difficult one because you're not. I mean, you can't clearly range in actually, to be fair. And then so like you could, so like look at the respect that this high gets. Even this high in London. There's not really any lows that I've reached within this point in time, but then as of this low getting breached here, look at the EMAs, and then bam, and that's not the EMAs doing this, by the way. This is simply data put on a chart derived from what sort of interactions been going on with X underlying product. In this case, ES's marketplace, which I don't have on. But like I can easily put, and obviously the market is different now, but like if I just put the market on, like, I can't, I'm in replay. But like if I had the market, yeah, never mind. If I wasn't in market replay, I could have the best bid and offer prices there, and it would show you like where the best bid is, where you can therefore sell to at market. Like if someone wants to sell at market right now at that price, the pair up there, contracts will exchange hands, a trade will take place, and then the price will shift to that price, right? Same for the offer. So and then this is just the 200E exponential moving average. So it's weighted towards mostly the data that the way the market's being traded like now over individual bars. I've also got my EMA set to open, high, or close. It doesn't matter. Divided by 4. So it's like showing you the average of the open price, the high price, the close price, the low price within this bar. Divide that by 4, that's your average for this bar, and then obviously if it's the 200, then it's the average of all of those prices combined into like one data point basically, and showing you the average price traded up to now. and then I don't even get the logic. If like if you're below that average price with it, and then the strong intent, well then people are just happy accepting selling at this point in time, right? And then anyway, I don't really think of this method as logically as I do with standing strategy. Just as long as the EMAs are stacking, that's enough compliment to me, or signatures for me rather, to show me that there's strong intent to trade the online product at this region of prices, meaning here on this occasion. So it's literally like, look, so it's like, it's like that thing, like the up, like in school that you would do, like up and then left. So this time, this price, right, on this occasion, how they're willing to interact with excellent product at this price region. I just checked to see if I was recording. And anyway, yeah, and the emails become stacked, so you wouldn't want to spy here, but it does give some reaction, but look how shy it is. Anyway, nothing. Some kind of spitting sauce here too. So this high would be okay to take because you're above the 50. EMAs are kind of misaligning to some degree. This, just with the context of like the EMAs are like merging around to some degree. They're not really here, but sort of are, and so in choppy circumstances, markets tend to go above highs and reverse, range around, right? And so that could be a way you could trade ranging markets. I'm just going to go and shut this door because I don't really want to be disturbed because I am at work today at my part-time job, but then after this I'm off for a couple of days, which is good. So yeah, it's going to be nice. Don't really mind it either way, to be honest, but anyway, technically speaking, this would be a good point to look for with it. I know I'm not doing this video sharing about this, but like technically speaking, this could be a point you could target with like the EMAs misaligning, but then like look at these EMAs, and then they're like kind of stacking, right? So I don't know. You could maybe utilize a bit more discretion because like these EMAs, they're all over the place, right? And these are too, right? So, but this looks clean, right, to go up. So you wouldn't maybe want to take that, but it still gives it somewhat of a reaction. It'd be interesting to go on the lower time frames here, actually. So maybe we will after this, because this isn't what we're doing on this time. So right, so there's nothing, because obviously you're just basically looking at the first bar in the grey, and in a bullish case it needs to be opposing. So yeah, look at this. So you're below, you're above here, you're below one of these. It just doesn't look very clean. This could be look at this reversal. I don't know how to kind of transcribe this, but it's definitely something here. I mean, look at this. You come below, but these EMAs are kind of starting, but they are sort of here too. This would be a clean point, technically, theoretically speaking, with this sort of method. You're kind of misaligning with these EMAs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shut the door because one sec. Yeah, getting distracted. This is what it fucking is. So, theoretically speaking, with that thing, when the EMAs, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really look like it's ranging here, does it? But then again, it also might not be here. I don't materializes, right? But then also look, your EMAs are just kind of fucked, really. So you're below, you're above this, so this would be good circumstances for range bound trades. That includes this. You might have took a loss here, actually. Here would be good. Nice win, probably. Yeah, I would probably look to buy here too. And then technically you would look to sell here, but like you would, well, actually, yeah, if it was New York, then yeah. And then here it sells, here potential sells, to be honest, actually. That looks good. Just like purging higher. But like obviously, I'm not going to probably go into this. You know, I've got enough things going at the moment which are capable of producing consistent results, but I just like to always stay open minded to like new things. But like I said, I'm not here for this. This, you know, these are a mess, to be honest. But this is in Asia, and then this is beautiful. I would just go with this. This would be a nice trade. Play back down. You're a mess here with the EMAs. You know, you're kind of above they're above the 50. Yeah, it would be decent. Opposing bar. Nope. Yeah, there was one. No. Where was it? No, there wasn't even one. Oh wait, no, you need an opposing bar. Shit, yeah. Bullish bar. But yeah, there's nothing here. You're above these EMAs. You need them stacked. So yeah, this is what I mean. It's kind of clean. So like these are misaligned completely, and you then kind of misaligned with these. It's just a mess. And then you converge or whatever. You align again, and it's just not clean to look for them range bound trades. Yeah, nothing. Scanning the market. Look at this. This is like the same thing. The hell? I've noticed that kind of happens sometimes. The same thing's done 2 days in a row and then it stops, you know. But like, yeah. Nothing. You're misaligned here. So look at this. You're misaligned with this. And look at this. Reverse. But you would probably get caught here, possibly, because you would be looking for something here and you would probably get stopped. I don't know. Depends what time frame you're looking to execute this on. To be honest, when I've noticed this in the 4 hour, I'd probably go minimum 30 to 15. Minimum. So yeah. But I think I probably will look into this, to be honest, but a little bit more. But I don't know. Okay. Nice wick to some degree, but it's not like the times we trade. But I have noticed that time works too. Here, EMA is kind of on the line. They're not aligned. Your blue is on the bottom. And hopefully you didn't open above the 70, but you probably did. Yeah. To be honest, actually, I wouldn't say this is valid, bar open above wise, because I mean, look at the EMAs, and then I mean, if you can't open above there, you've got a bit of an issue. So I'd probably say no, that's not valid. Yeah. Look at how the EMAs are here. These are a mess. You're above, right? You're above the 50. You're above these. There's this bunch, and yeah. So this would be probably a loss. I don't know, but I mean, you can still see it get to these. enough emails are stacked. Come, then this just looks like a mess. So this would be a good trade. This would be a good trade. Below here would be a good trade. Even this. You know, basically, like anything would be good here for like reversals. But like I don't know, I don't know. I don't think I'm kind of like that sort of trader, because like I've got an approach where I flow with the market relative to euro and pound as of 7, right? I don't think I'd be able to manage mentally another one like that, because like I mean, you use a lot of mental capital, seriously, to some degree anyway. But you could kind of pattern trade this to some degree anyway. You know, emails just aren't clean. It doesn't take a genius to recognize that. Alright, hopefully this is a good one. Well, actually, no, hopefully it's not. It doesn't look like it materialised, but yeah, you don't open above anyway, so we're good. But you might end up utilising the 30, who knows? Yeah, you would look at the 30 in this case, and you'd want a close there, but you don't get that, so just keep looking. You might have had a thing here, but look at the proportionate weak rejection, it's just not a nice close. Note, just whatever. Let's look at this. I am also like, I'm just trying to look at like how to kind of distinguish when the emails like aren't really clean, but like here it's kind of clean relative to these, and then this is kind of not clean, right? Just a mess. That would be a sweet ass trade. I don't know how to quantify that. Like, you're above this, you're below this, you're above these, but like they're not really clean here. They're kind of nicely stacked though. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. I am also like looking for the 480 like more, so but you know, you're below, you're kind of low, but then you come above, it's kind of messy here. So like if there's a clean liquidity point, which for me as of this it would be this, to be honest. Yeah, and then here you also come above, this would be a nice one. Look at I mean, you kind of get a move, right? And then look at these, but then you may sort of kind of clean up again. You know, they're still not clean though, so that would be like an entry, you know. But like then again, these are kind of clean, but like they're all not synced. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I should keep talking about that anymore, because I don't. It's just gonna baffle my brain. But I do think there is something there. Like, look at this. So one last thing. You know, you kind of here, and then they become not clean, like as of here. And look at that. Right beneath, like, I would probably look at just this, even, you know, like, you don't really need much of a reason, and then look. So yeah, maybe you also want these to be unclean too, because and then these aren't stacked or anything. So this would be like a classic criteria for that thing, you know. But anyway, yeah. So I guess that's a good one to leave it on. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Yeah, it definitely does not be low. Sell market. mean, it doesn't even open below that, but you know, you'd probably just want somewhere near here, like, yeah. I'm pretty tired today, like, jeez, it's gonna be a struggle going to the gym tomorrow. There's no point walking. Oh well, actually, there isn't anyway, because this isn't the posing. I thought this was it. You keep going. No point marking this up. It's not a nice close. No, but same. Well, you're below these EMAs. So yeah, look. But then these EMAs are stacking, right? But look at you're all like so. You know, these. You yeah. With this like messy EMA thing, you would definitely want these EMAs messy, just all over the place too. To be honest. So like all over the place like this, right? But like these aren't. So you wouldn't want to look for a tree, and then you kind of get saved by doing that. But yeah, okay, so this could be a good one. That's a nice close, very nice. But you would want the 75, like, to be honest. Nothing. Yeah, you definitely don't open below there. But just to be sure. Then you're below, so you can just keep moving. And then look at this, right? So these are kind of stacked, right? But then as of this point, it starts to get messy. So you could, from here, look for some sort of reversal. Because look at these EMAs, right? And you could kind of look for it like maybe it's at this point, and then bam. It works pretty nice. But then as of here, you would be flowing with the market, and you would see that these EMAs are starting to converge, like together. I don't even know if converge would be the right term, so you wouldn't want to take this. Right. Oh, wow. Alright. So it kind of becomes valid to look for trades here, because your EMAs are kind of stacked, but hopefully you don't open above the proper point. No way. You probably don't even open the. Oh well, you do, but like you're not gonna go that. It's obviously gonna open above that. So yeah. And then it becomes like the EMAs are just, well, it actually would be fine here, but like, you know, you don't get a posting boss, it's not doing shit. Here the EMAs are stacking, and look, your EMAs are misaligned now, right? But like, look, your EMAs are stacking, so you don't really want to look for a reversal. And then same here, even still, they're just not unclean, like here, for example, right? You want them to like, just, I mean, possibly here, but then look at these, right? So you could probably make something up actually with that, but anyway, yeah, I was just scrolling along anyway, because them EMAs on, you're not stacking here. Yeah. Oh, I think, yep, you are, but you probably don't open above here. Hopefully not. This, relative to the way we're placed with stop loss now, this would be a loss. But yeah, you don't. So yeah, good. This wouldn't be a nice close, so you wouldn't be entering this. Here, EMAs start to become messy, so theoretically you could look for a sell, but then they kind of converge again. So, but like you would want to or consider buys actually as of here. So technically you could kind of take this, but I don't think I'm going to go with this, because you would have to be watching the market all the time. Whereas like with the approaches that I have, you come into it, do business at a specific point. You know, it's not like you're not in sync with the market, basically. But, well, yeah, you're not really, to be honest, like, as it's flowing on, but you don't need to be. You are as of the key time period, kind of, but, like, not continuously, but yeah. Yeah, it's probably a nice trade, and you probably do get a win, actually. But I'm not sure. Definitely open them both. Right. And then you close below, and would be stops on this actually. Yeah. So you'd want your stop there, but you'd probably be stopped. So see, I'm not making, and you don't even go for anyway. So I'm not like tailoring that to like just below. And anyway, yeah, it's CFD. So like I would be executing on CFD. So like this would be a loss. So yeah, it is what it is. Tonight is a lovely trade though. So see, I'm not like tag picking or whatever. Fucking hell. I'm really tired. And like I said, I've also got work. But yeah, it is what it is. I genuinely don't mind it. Yesterday was so quick. I actually quite like it, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that. Like it actually is a good, like dynamic, different dynamic. Yeah, nothing. Kind of just want it to be over now. Kind of sick. I've noticed that this kind of happens, but like you could be saved here with the yeah, you know you would. Yeah, you 100% would, because your last playable range would be like this, and then look at this. So if this bar opened, which I don't think it does, but if it did open below the 75, at even, it would be valid anyway, because look at the playable range. Well, it'd be from like here, here, and then look at that. It's just screaming triple. Nothing. Look at this bar close. Shite. Nothing here. Definitely no. It wouldn't have opened low. We can just check, just so you know. So maybe left thinking like, oh, he's just trying to avoid losses. No, trust us. I'm just kind of got experience with this now. See, this same thing. Playable range wise, sadly, you would. Oh, I don't know actually, because you kind of breached. So actually, no, this wouldn't be valid, technically speaking. But I don't think you open below anyway, so you're good. Yeah, you're good. And then you're below, so you can just skip. Nothing. You close above. Yes, that's probably it. And the image don't converge till here. You're not even above, and then you also. I don't know why I've got this mark, not gonna lie. Probably from the before clarified days. Which wasn't that long ago, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So and yeah, I'm not gonna upload this. No. So that's it. A really unlucky trade, but yeah, with this you definitely wouldn't want to go for a win rate, you know, like in terms of like you don't want to go for looking to improve your win rate, because these trades really can seriously run. You know, you could even utilize a 1 to 10 probably on ES anyway. I mean, this the max it went was 1 to 13 probably, yeah. But you would probably want to kind of assess like where it makes sense to target, just based on like the distance, you know, which don't really know how you would do it, to be honest, but what the hell? Wait, yeah, there's only been what, 2 trades? But yeah, like this easily went 1 to 5. I mean, like that's quite a distance, right? Like just looking at the chart, like it would make sense to go about here at least. Mark, sorry. Well then that's why you could just go for like a fixed 1 to 5. I mean, you're not complaining at that at all. If you can get it anyway, like like that's really good. And yeah, like with a normal system, you could make that more probably from here to here, but it's like this is a seriously worthy criteria to like look for and not look for. So you definitely still would want to take it, but like to be honest, I would be executing like multiple accounts, and I would risk multiple pairs. I mean, look, you only had 2 trades in the whole year, so you would have to utilize another a good set amount of pairs, to be honest. What will be interesting? Well, actually, yeah. To be honest, within this time period, I bet there's a trade on Dow, and maybe it's the rest of them. So this, what day is this? Oh God. September. We'll just do September 27, 2022. Because if the ES is being traded like that, like. Oh my God, how am I gonna survive this shift? So it's good to see that this isn't the case, and I also need to see whether like this is valid, because I can't remember if I've I'm pretty sure I have, but yeah, so this isn't valid. You don't have a nice close, and then also you wouldn't have your stop here, so yeah, I haven't went over this, so I'm not gonna delete anything, but it's like I need to just keep it there. But if you look at this, probably didn't get anything here. Sitting there. Oh, look at this. See, yeah, I definitely haven't run over this. This is the same day. It's not that good, that, to be honest, because that means that you're basically magnifying your rate. Oh, yeah, no, that is well. And then you probably have, well, fucking hell's sake. So I guess that's a good point to end the video, but yeah, I mean, like I can always be like inclined to go for like just like a 1 to 1. I mean, this went for 1 2. Like I would have closed there, by the way. If I was utilizing a 1 to 2, I'd close like, if the market pummels down at this, I would have closed like somewhere around there anyway. I don't like to see that. I do, but like not like near my 2 hour point, it tends to do this, So, but yeah, you would have took a loss there too on this day, which it's not that nice, that is it? But like if you like even if like if I just put my stop there, about there, whatever, and then just give it like what, from here to like there, like that's a hell of a distance, right? And then you still get, it's still higher, your 1 to 1, which it's actually there. So like you would have capitalized on that too. Utilizing a 1 to 1, and then also you would have a little bit less pressure on yourself, but then you would also like miss like let's just put the music back on and continue with this, right? You would also miss. Oh, that's why it was doing it. Fucking hell. Probably gonna get more adverts doing this, but like, so like basically this is basically what you're doing, right? And this is how it doesn't really make sense. To like utilize a one-to-one, right? Because number one, right, you're not really even getting that much setups. So we just go to the September. So like, yeah, you would have took a one-to-one here, right? And let's just say you risk two. You would definitely want to risk 2%, like 100%. So you make 2%, you make 2, right? And then scroll. You can see what the fuck. And then you would easily have made your one-to-one now. So you would have made 2, 4, and then you would have made that one, which wasn't even in 2022. But, you know, if you utilise a 1 to 5 and risk 1%, and you risk 1 and make 5, and then you take a loss here, you've, like, what, lost, like, max 1.5%, you know, in slippage or whatever might happen. You're still up significantly more, right? So yeah, like, I don't really think it makes sense to do that, but, I mean, even if you, like, look at the DAO, I should have, so, like, this wouldn't have been valid, so that's fine with the playable range, but I still marked it up anyway, just for, like, my eyes to see, training purposes, let's call it. So here you would have got a 1 to 5. Yeah, your playable range was completely fine. This is unreal. Like, this is mint. I think you might have been fine slippage wise, to be honest, because, like, and let's just actually see whether we would have had to stop here. Right, and then put it just a bit above. You might have actually took a loss here. Maybe he's not. But yeah, that's a good stop loss placement. But yeah, so, you know, you would easily have got your 1%. You could even risk 3%, man. You know, and that would maybe be a bit better actually, because it's. I mean, you would maybe get it a bit more, because like you would get your 3, so you made 6%, like on ES, right? But 3% is quite a lot of risk, right? You know, but like, you know, here you would make it. What about, is that trade valid? We'll just do DAO. We'll just go over DAO and then. Is this trade valid? Yeah. Like, this might have been a loss actually. Maybe he's not. You get your 1 to 4 there. You just a bit below. Maybe you'd have it just like, you literally, all I do is I'd literally just mark the low and then put a bit below. Got there. Yeah, there we go. See. But like, if I was to use a 1 to 1, I would, you know, you could kind of just like put it like down there, and then look, it's like that's still a sweet trade, right? It like genuinely is. Is this valid? So you got this playable range. Kind of like inside 1 here. So yeah, that's fine. And then here, would you have got it? This will be interesting, because like losing 3, yeah, you would have got it. I mean, like, would you really want to lose 3%? I don't know. You'd probably just want it at that low, to be honest. Yeah, you would just want it about there. So yeah, you would get a win. So you would mark up the low. quite a lot to risk, to be honest. Like, you know, I don't know. It's quite a bit. Here, this is a fine trade. I would honestly kind of rather opt for this approach, to be honest. Like, mark the low, bit below. So see here, I think I would always opt to put my TP just a bit below. As you can see, it doesn't go, but like it basically does, right? Like I'd be fine with that completely. Like, what would you rather take? Like, what the risk $1,000 and you make like what 3.8k instead of 4? Like obviously, but like you're so rare, like your loss is just gonna be so minimal, right? So I would probably, yeah. I mean, you could even go for a 1 to 3. You know, and that might be a bit more easier on the mental aspect, I think. Or they want a 3.5, you know. So, and that could be like for certain instruments. You know, you could have like 1 to 5 instruments for this. You could have 1 to 3s. Jesus, look at the time. What the hell? I hope today goes quick. Like, I don't know. Actually, now that I've said that, it's probably not going to be honest, but. Yeah, and it probably won't actually today, to be honest. But because there's yeah, but yeah. This is fighting the last trade that I had marked. Doesn't make sense, playable range wise. Yeah, it doesn't. Your last playable rate, like, could you even like, what the hell's that? I don't know. Maybe this is your last playable range, but like, that's kind of the same, isn't it? It's also not that nice of a close. I would stay away from that, to be honest. Like, you know, you got this, but then you kind of have this. But like, it's not really playable range, that really is it? But like, it kind of is. And then you have this. Like, that's just not really nice of a wake. It's not a nice wake, that. I don't really know why I've got that marked. And even if like, you did want to take that, still, that's like, what? You bothered about one little loss, you know? I mean, like, you'd literally, like, you would have mark the high, and then you go a little bit above, about there, and then you go for a 1 to 4. You know, here, nice wick, pulls and ball, open and bow, just a little bit above, there, and then bam, 1 to 4. Like, that's within a couple of days, too, man. Like, that's like insane. Like, especially if you're trading multiple things, you know, and it's like the same thing. It's like, you know, and you could honestly do it. Like, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shut the video off and I'm gonna go on some random instrument that I'll look to trade. Possibly I'll look at silver, and you know, and I'm gonna go over some things with that, because like you honestly like look at this wise playable range. I'd probably say it's like from here. And look at that, it's not the same. So yeah, that's a clean loss avoided. Well, like a clean avoided loss situation. It's not a clean loss. A clean loss would have to be what you've seen in the wins, but a loss. So yeah, I don't think there's any. Oh wow, there is. Now look at this. And look at that. But like that was kind of the same scenario with the past trade, but like it didn't have a nice wick, so you'd want it about there. It's just about just leave it there. Let's go back, and then a 1 to 4, easy. So yeah. very interesting. Very interesting. Like, that is a serious model, to be fair. And you know, if we just go back over the past trades, you could like. But then again, you kind of just want to use a 1 to 4. I was just about to say you could close on like the next bullish bar, but like, and that's just like, I'll show you like that. I can honestly probably would be a good thing, but like I don't really want to. Like, I mean, look at this. You would have, well, from 1 to 4, you could then close on the first bullish bar. So like, well, oh, that wouldn't have been that. Yeah, never mind. I wouldn't be utilising that rule anyway, because, you know, you'd have to be looking at every 4-hour bar and shit, and I just can't be arsed, to be honest. But luckily, it's that, not, I would just fuck it off anyway. Anyway, yeah, see ya.